Well, my journey with plant-based cuisine started in 2009, but prior to that, I was in a very heavy meat industry. I just felt like I needed something else in life, you know. So I was on a quest of happiness, I would say, and preparing for fatherhood for the first time. I just decided to get in touch with my roots again, which is Buddhism. Started to meditate, and it led me to a vegetarian diet at first. And now, to this day, I have a family of 6. There's 4 children, and we all live in a happy, healthy vegan lifestyle. So yeah, that's me. How about you?
I, similar to yourself, come from fine dining. I had been cooking about over a decade as well in the industry, and similar experience. For me, I was searching for something to find some clarity. I really started to understand how food affected my body as fuel. My output like exponentially grew when I started to take out a lot of the animal proteins. And yeah, I mean, it is a journey for sure.
Sounds amazing, man. Tell me about the flavors of your city. I mean, what is your flavor, you know?
I have a very unconventional flavor, I feel like, because like some people cook like one genre of food. For me, like my terroir, my palette, my landscape of inspiration and creativity comes from the melting pot that is Los Angeles. I cook very seasonally, and I absolutely adore spice. I love like soups and stews and like braising things. I just feel like they really hug my soul, and yeah, that's kind of like my vibe.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, here in London, you know, we have a world full of flavors here. Very influenced by just world cuisine, I guess, from African, Caribbean, to South Indian, to British cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine. Like, we have it all here, especially in East London. And I'm lucky enough to have access to all of these close neighboring restaurants around my house. So world flavors. I love spice. I'm a chili master. I'm a bit of a chili addict, to be honest with you. Being from a Southeast Asian background, growing up in the UK, I can just put them two together and just enjoy my palate, man.
Oh my, I love that you mentioned chilies. It's one of the staple ingredients in my pantry. I have so many chilies. I actually grow a good amount of chilies in my garden, 3 different varieties. And one of my favorites is Serrano. Tons of flavor, but it's that spice that just leaves you wanting a little bit more. Do you have a favorite chili that you
definitely.
like to cook with?
I just fell in love with Scotch bonnets, man. Scotch bonnets.
Oh yes.
I just feel like
love Scotch bonnet.
It lends a kind of fruity note to the dishes. So especially when I have Caribbean cuisine, and sometimes I do a mixture of Thai chilies, Scotch bonnet, and vegan fish sauce. Where normally it's just Thai chilies with vegan fish sauce, but if you add in the Scotch bonnet peppers, it brings a fruity note, and I just love it.
Is there like a specific dish that comes to mind when you think about plant-based dish in the UK?
I'll tell you what, it's popping off right now is basically burgers.
Dang.
Everywhere. Vegan burgers. Since they launched the vegan plant-based meat burgers, a lot of chains and restaurants have been popping up and doing pop-ups and just using this vegan patty that, you know, resembles beef. And it's really popular here. It's maybe too much of it, and there's not enough freshly cooked vegan grub, you know? And I kind of want to change that, because vegan cuisine here is still new, especially the restaurant scene. I just feel like we need more traditional foods in the mix. There needs to be more of a balance. And I myself really want to promote like freshly cooked veggies, because that's what we're lacking here in these joints around the UK and London.
I feel you. It's so interesting to see the progression of the dialogue of like vegan, plant-based, vegetarian. In the past, when people were making these lifestyle changes or choices, it was vegetables that they were eating. And now you can technically be plant-based if you're like eating a burger and French fries. Just interesting, you know? So you mentioned spirituality and Buddhism and kind of wanting to almost reconnect with yourself. How do you feel like your food choices have played a part in that role?
You know, as an ethnic Buddhist growing up, we was having a lot of meat around the house. And I never really understood the connection of a plant-based diet and Buddhism until I looked into it more, and I started to kind of cut down meat less. And then one day I just decided to go vegetarian. And to be honest with you, the meditation just became lighter and a bit more clearer, you know?
You know, I've kind of walked a similar path in that I was looking for a higher purpose. You know, I just really went in on trying to connect with myself more spiritually. So I started doing a lot of breath work. I started doing these like ice baths. But I remember the first time I had like a really like out of body experience. And I think I'm like still in search of that peace, because like it was true peace, like where I heard nothing. I felt like I was not in my body. And like, it sounds weird. It doesn't sound weird. It was super cool. It was a very cool experience. And like, you know, I think to the point of the conversation, the effects of making food choices as fuel to fuel spirit, to fuel energy, is a real thing. You know, we're not just eating for pleasure. You're eating for life, you know?
That sounds really powerful. It just shows how powerful the breath can be, you know? It's been great talking to you, from chef to chef. Carry on doing what you're doing with great passion. I can't wait to hear about the rest of your journey and hopefully see you in the future.
I wish you all the best.